Assam has a history of volleyball. If you go to every nook and corner of Assam, you will find two bamboo poles and a net hanging there. It was because of Abhijit's fall we lost the match. Slowly I started going into a state of depression. I started hating the game. I stopped playing. And the team which lost, they were not ready to accept this defeat. He was like, he was like pushing me back. He wants to go and hit the other players and like that. So one thing I am 100% sure India is going to break it in the Olympics in the next 7-8 years. We have that talent.
Today's conversation is not just about sports, rigorous competition or winning matches. It's about the life lessons that sport teaches us quietly, be it being disciplined, resilient or being empathetic. And to discuss all these facets of life, we have someone who has done it all. Right from representing India on international volleyball courts as a former captain of our national volleyball team, to nurturing children in Assam for pursuing a career in volleyball. He's truly inspiring. Thank you so much, Abhijit ji, for joining us.
Thank you, Sita.
You grew up in Assam. It's a place where sports is strongly rooted in the community. I want to know, when you were a young kid, what was your perspective towards volleyball as a sport? And when you first got exposed to volleyball, did you ever think that you will pursue it as a full-time profession in your life?
When we were growing up, sports is the only source of entertainment and venting our energy out. And we used to try all the sports like cricket, badminton. And then one point of time when I was in class 5th, and 10 years old, I was clueless. Then this was one coach who was in Tejpur, who was very passionate. He was a volleyball coach. He wanted to send one player from the Assam to the national team. Until then, it was like 1998. Until then, there was no one from Assam who has represented the Indian team. So it was his dream. And he was searching for players who can go out and play for the national team. And I was the one who was part of a huge joint family, not good in academics. Somehow he found that my father was tall, and then he identified me. I was playing badminton. He called me. And he was like asking me, do you win matches here, or what is your goal? If you play volleyball, then you can see Delhi, Bombay. So as a 10 years old kid, when someone gives you interest, and since I was part of a big joint family, no one was interested in me. I was not good in studies. So this was one person who actually motivated me, and he found something good in me. Then slowly volleyball became my passion. I found so much of good in volleyball. I became part of a big family, big team. And it was his dream actually which pushed me to take up volleyball.
You have dealt with pressure, you've dealt with teamwork. I want to know, what has volleyball taught you, especially when it comes to dealing with failures or maybe winning?
My life is all about volleyball, and whatever I've learned and whatever I am today is because of volleyball. I will give you one example of how actually volleyball has given me a new perspective to life. It was 1st of January 2000. Millennium, like we were from the 20th century to 21st century, and I was part of the Indian team, and we were playing a tournament in Dubai. It was a Rashid International Tournament, and on the morning we had a practice session, and in the evening we had a match with Tunisia. Tunisia were the African champion, and we were playing against them, and it was a semi-final match, and we win, then we goes to the final. And I was a part of the substitute, like the main team was playing and I was substitute. And on a crucial point when Tunisia was winning like one set, India was winning 2 sets. At the last point when like India was 24-23, the coach substituted me. And I was inside for a position like block in volleyball. I went inside, I was like very relaxed. I was watching the match and I was not expecting to be inside. And then the ball came, I hit, and it hit like millimeter away from the end line. And then we lost the match. It was like the entire situation was as such key. It was because of Abhijit's fall, we lost the match and we could not reach the finals. And slowly I started going into a state of depression. I came back, I was working with ONGC, I was alone in the room. I started hating the game. I stopped playing. I did not like anything. Like I stayed in the room, slept for long hours, slept late. And I went to a complete depression probably for maybe 5-6 months. And I thought that somebody else from other side will come and give me solace that come on, it's not your fault, like there are a lot of points there. But when you sit down and see that because of your fault India has lost a match, it's big. Right. And as a like 20, 21 years old, it was very difficult. Probably after 5-6 months I started realizing that no one is coming from outside to help me out. It is I who have to bring and motivate myself. And then I started like giving reward to myself. Like if I am sleeping 2 hours late extra, so I reward, okay, bhai, देखो rest मिल रहा है. If I do 1 kilometer of walking, I am rewarding myself. If I am eating more, then also I am rewarding myself because I am getting something good. I am getting a good taste. So I started impressing myself, loving myself, and then I realized that everything is inside me. And it took some time, but slowly I came back to the ground, started playing. Again, 1 year later, I was again in Dubai. Again, it was the same situation. I was a substitute. The team was against us was Ukraine. We are playing the semi-final. Ukraine was 2 sets up. I was substituted. Then somehow I hit a ball, blocked a ball, and India won, and we won a gold medal that year. So it's a full circle. So it's like always you deal with pressure, you deal with all this. But now, no matter how much of pressure comes down, I have gone through everything, so I can handle all this. That's what I feel.
So do you think this was a life-changing moment in your life, or do you have some other instances where you had a life-changing moment, so to say?
There are many.
If you could share one with us.
There are many life-changing moments. The day the coach brought me to volleyball, that is definitely one. I don't remember as of now, but there are changes. Like I was in the one of the Indian academy. I was playing in Andhra Pradesh. There was a lot of players. I was like a part of a big Andhra Pradesh team where 12 will be playing in the nationals. That was my first senior national. And since I was from Assam, I was part of the big team, and the coach was trying everyone. So 2 days before the nationals, I was just relaxing, and one position was there where the coach was trying different players. So out of frustration, he threw the ball and saw me behind. I was just sitting relaxed. Aja, aja, tu Assami aja is bar. So he tried me, and somehow the players inside supported me. They lifted one ball. I hit it so hard that all of a sudden I was in the main six of Andhra Pradesh. 2 days later, I was playing representing Andhra Pradesh in senior in the nationals, and I slowly started winning matches with Andhra Pradesh, and I got selected to the Indian senior team. Like 1 week before, I was like a substitute in Andhra Pradesh team. 1 week later, I was part of the Indian team, and that too senior. And probably I'm among the few who has represented India in seniors before representing India in juniors. So that was also a life-changing moment for me. All of a sudden, it happened.
How did you decide that, okay, this is something that you want to pursue as a lifelong thing and not just as a hobby? Did you have a moment, or was it like a continuous phase in your life where you just had an inner feeling?
It was probably the first day when he like motivated me. I asked him what is the fees. He told that it's like only 2 rupees a month, 25 rupees a year. So that was very affordable for me. But the fact that till 10 years of age I was clueless, as I told you, I was not good in studies. When somebody give interest to a 10 years old kid, you can do something. He had confidence in me. He gave so much of love, and since he started giving me love, a lot of other people also like started supporting me. And in the course of time, I feel so comfortable when I'm in the volleyball ground. I'm not comfortable when I'm in the science class. So it's how I started loving the game, and slowly we got results. So it is always where people support you and you get some results. It's over like period of like maybe 1 year. I am sure that I was going to play this game, and I got a dream then. The coach saw me, you need to play for the India, and no one was playing there. So I got a challenging dream. So I started pursuing, and over the years it continued.
Do you think it was also because you realized that you're good at it?
Yes,
you were naturally good at it.
Yeah, maybe because I was catching the skills easily. And I used to remember the coach used to tell me that you are only using your potential to your shoulder and neck level. The day you will be using your brain, that day you will go into a different level. And I was wondering what he was saying. But now I feel that probably sports is more to do with your attitude, your outlook to life and everything. When you use it with wisdom, you can get like 10 times results, 100 times results.
I also want to know what goes in your mind when you are there on the court and when you play for the country. What are your thoughts? What goes in the mind of a sports person?
It's always like whenever you go out representing the country, you feel like, how do we win and go to the next level? How do we win that match, that particular point? it's always kind of a focus. What is my job and I have to do this. If I look at the long term thing, then it will be very difficult.
Right.
But on that point of time, it's like always, okay, it's going good. Next ball. And how do we win and how do we stand in the podium and when the national anthem was played. So those are the times we always see how do we win it, and the only purpose was the next ball, winning the next ball, helping each other out, and how to keep the cool. Sometimes at tense moment when the score is 24 all, you definitely get those goosebump time, like you should be very, very careful and all, which also actually ends up making mistakes when we gradually grew up from the junior to senior. We understand that these are part, mistakes are part, and every big players make mistakes, so we need to focus on those. So these are like an evolution thing which we kept on learning, but winning is the ultimate purpose. Like no matter what, कुछ भी हो जाए, जीतना है मैच बस.
तो ये ट्रेनिंग से आता है या ये सेल्फ डिसिप्लिन से आता है या रेजिलियंस से आता है, और इट्स जस्ट एन इनर कॉलिंग फॉर एनी स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन हु इज पैशनेट फॉर व्हाट ही इज डूइंग?
It's mix of many things probably. It's mix of you looking at the senior players, how they play, interacting with them, with your own instinct. There are different kinds of players. Like I come from a different background, my instincts are different. Somebody else coming from a different background, his instincts are different. But when you are part of a team in the long run, so those are things you develop on the way. So you cannot learn in the copybook or something like that.
Right.
You've learned with
It's a
experience.
natural process, I think.
Learned with experience.
Did you ever have a phase in your life when you realized that, okay, it's time for me to maybe give back to volleyball or sports in general?
It was always there in the back of my mind because I was the only one from Northeast to come and represent the Indian team. And when I look back, I see there are so many children like playing, wanted to play. They don't have a ball, they don't have a T-shirt, and out there in other states they have academies, they have hostels. So since I was all alone, and when I came up, everyone was looking up to me कि असम से कहाँ से आ गया लड़का मतलब. I was wearing a shoe which was not for volleyball, and all those things happen usually with everyone, not with me anyway. So and then I realized that when I was very young playing there, my coach made many people to sacrifice.
Right.
Like help him out, we have to do this. So one player goes on to represent the Indian team, and then he taught us sacrifice, country first. All those things were in my mind, and then I thought that when I retired, then definitely it will be for a mass movement where those who wants to play volleyball, they should get a chance, they should get a ball. How do I help them out to take to the next level? Because it's such a wonderful game. Like when you are together, you enjoy so much, you forget everything. And I wanted to do this, and that was always in my mind.
And I think that led to your initiative, Brahmaputra Volleyball League. So if you could share a few things about your initiative, how is it creating social impact in Assam? आपने अभी just share किया कि आपका already हमेशा से ये thought process था कि you want to do something in this space, particularly for the community. But what is Brahmaputra Volleyball League doing right now, and how is it creating an impact?
Brahmaputra Volleyball League actually started with a dream of few former players. We also wanted to contribute something, and we did not have big funds. So we started a very small mission. We gave it like Assam Volleyball Mission 100. The idea was to collect 100 balls. How do we get to the children? There was COVID, then all these challenges came up. But later, after the COVID, we were supporting around 33 village teams with ball, net. And then when you learn something, the kids learn to play basic skills of volleyball. They want a platform to showcase their talent. In a platform where everyone claps for them and they come and we all see. But bringing all those 33 teams together was a big challenge for all of us. And that's the time we realized that since we don't have funds, we have to start with something innovative. Children start playing at the age group of 8, 10, 12 years of age.
Right.
Till 15 years, they don't have any platform, sub-junior, inter-district. So we thought that let's create something for this under 12, under 16 age group children. And then the idea came up that let's start make a league where you play in home and away. Your village comes to my village on a weekend.
Right.
So our community comes together, somebody donating rice, dal, then next weekend we go to your village. So you community comes together. Because if you pour in funds, you can organize a tournament. But next year there won't be funding, then there won't be any tournaments or anyone playing volleyball. Unless the community inside feel and understand the importance of sports. Now I did not need to go and give them funds or something. They see that their children are playing.
Right.
Their kids are playing and they are graduating to district level, the state level. They are bringing pride for their village. So the villagers themselves comes together to support this because they have seen villages after villages changing. There was no sporting environment in some villages. So when BVL entered, we just gave them a ball, few nets, few balls and net, and maybe a 1 week of coaching, and then they take it forward themselves. But all the children, those who were roaming around in the evening, all alone, all of a sudden its team is formed. They wear a jersey with their village name written there. They feel pride, and when the village wins, that's the first time the villagers feel कि हमारा गांव भी कुछ है.
Emotion
attached होता है. They feel so good that players are like becoming athlete. They are becoming helping each other to win. In the evening they go together, talk. How do we play the next match? The communities are what क्या support चाहिए? हम लोग एक ball लाके दे. कल कैसे जाएगा ये लोग? So the entire village, the mothers and everybody get involved. And one fine day they see their village name coming in the newspaper because of these kids.
Right.
So they are the heroes there.
That's the impact.
That's the impact. And there are other things like staying away from other habits, bad habits and all. That is different. They are keeping healthy. Parents are getting involved. In a place like where tea gardens, we have teams. I have heard stories where in the evening their parents after their work used to go to the liquor shop, the local liquor shop to buy liquor. But the ground is just near to the liquor shop, and we have installed lights. Philips company has given us light. So when they come, they feel shy going to the liquor shop because their children are playing. So they come and sit down, and many of them have in fact left this. Because यहाँ पे हमें ज़्यादा अच्छा लगता है, बच्चे लोग खेलते हैं, तो they found a different thing in this, and then the kids are also saying them कि ऐसा मत करना. Then even in case of like the girls in these villages, in season 3 or 4, some of the girls were not playing. And when I asked the center, we used to do live broadcasts of these matches. So when I asked them that why don't your girls, the one who is playing good is not there in the team, they say that these girls have attended puberty, and parents are of the belief that when the girls attend puberty, they should not go play with the boys or go to the ground or wear shorts. And they stop playing. So that's the time we created starting awareness. हम लोग ने क्या क्या ढेर सारा sanitary pads इकट्ठा किया सबसे मांग के. We started distributing them, and when we distributed it, most of the coaches are male coaches. So what they did, किसी parents को दे दिया कि आप इसको distribute कर देना. एक कोच था जिसने सबको लाइन अप करा के सामने से sanitary pads को distribute किया. And then he gave a photograph of that in our WhatsApp group, Brahmaputra volleyball, and all the coaches are same. So they started telling kids, hey, you should not do this openly, you should not show photographs, and they will feel shy. Then when I got the thing, I told them, this is the way we should distribute. Everyone should know it. Unless
you have to break that.
Yeah, you have to break it. Unless the girls open up, they will never be saying their problem, discussing their problem. And then we understood this because 90% of our coaches are male.
Right.
They have this thing. So we invited Simply Sports Foundation. They have expertise in training coaches during like how to deal with adolescent girls.
Basically gender sensitivity.
Exactly. They did this, and now if you see, I don't know whether it is outcome of that particular initiative or not, but in the season 1, boys and girls ratio was 2:1. Now it's almost 1:1 in under 16 category.
That's
so
amazing.
that's good. That's very encouraging for all of us. It's not 1:1 totally, but very close. And we have made it in a way that the number of teams and boys and girls in the super leagues, like we have made a system where there is equal representation everywhere.
Do you also have plans to induct female coaches, or do you already have them in your?
Actually, we don't induct coaches. It's like we encourage former players to be volunteering as a coaches.
Okay.
So now we conduct coaches clinic very occasionally. We have done through FIV level 1. We have done locally. And we encourage all former players to come up and become coaches. There are like instances of Bornali, who was a state player. She got married, and her husband family is more into farming, and they have lands, and they used to do that. For 5-6 years, she has lived a life of a housewife doing farming and all. And when BBL came up, we organized through an Oil India initiative in Dibrugarh and Tinsukia. They wanted to spread BBL. Season 1 there was no. So I invited all former players and conducted a course there, like BBL coaches course. And then Bornali also came. We encouraged her to come up. She got trained as a coach. She went back. She started a small volleyball court in her village. And then kids started coming in. And now the entire village is supporting. She is a bahu there. But now she is like the leader of everything and bringing teams. She is playing and bring kids out there. Her players are playing in the district. So entire environment in the village changed.
Everybody's embracing.
Yeah, yes, everybody is supporting her now.
How do people approach volleyball as compared to other sports in Assam? Is it given equal importance, be it by the government or the locals there? How do you place volleyball amongst other sports?
I would like to place it as a sports which everyone loves.
Oh wow.
And Assam has a history of volleyball. We may not be producing world-class players, but during the harvesting time, once the harvesting is done, if you go to every nook and corner of Assam, you will find 2 bamboo poles and a net hanging there. Because this is the only source of recreation. This is low cost, needs less space,
Right.
and it's very entertaining when teams are involved and each one help each other. So this is a kind of entertainment, recreation, everything. It gives us so much joy and happiness. So locally, it is very supportive. Villagers, those who are playing this game in their villages, they support this. And whenever there is a tournament happening in Assam, it's be it all Assam or in a state level tournament, with the kind of crowd coming up, you don't find in any other sports. Anyone playing cricket in a district level or a state level, you won't find like 50, 100 people watching. But when you see a good volleyball match happening, you like 3,000, 5,000 people gathering to cheering their village team up. So it's very, very popular in the village and rural areas.
Because you work with or you're constantly interacting with youngsters. तो जब आप किसी young person को court पे देखते हो volleyball खेलते हुए, what do you notice? आपके mind में क्या आता है? And what is something that they are offering to this particular sport? How are youngsters approaching it?
When I see them playing, I feel very good because there is so much of energy there. If you go and watch our under 12 kids playing, you will come up with a lot of memories. Like they are so aggressive, helping each other. They understand like a teamwork, how a team works, right from when they are like in the age group of 10 and 12. I feel these players, and volleyball is one sport you need all that skills. It's not like if you have only speed, you play this. You need speed, you need coordination, you need agility, you need power. All the skills you need this. And when you are able to play volleyball, imagine like ball coming at the height of like 8 feet, 10 feet, you go and jump in the top. It's very difficult. It looks very easy, but it's very difficult. And then it's happened so speed in an area of 9 by 9, 6 players are moving and it's happening coordinated. And you cannot play it alone. You need every time help of each other. So team building is there. Then there is gratitude, there is leadership. Everything is there on the court. Give them any challenge,
They'll take it.
They will take it. They will take it. And I find these sports actually need a bigger platform, and it should be taken to even urban areas. It should be glamorized, and so that the urban talents also play this game. And this is one of the best sports where like 220 countries play this.
And do you also constantly learn something from these young players?
Yes. The kind of aggression. I was not that aggressive when I was like 12 years old. I was very, very reluctant. I was not that confident.
Yeah.
But now they don't listen to. I will just quote you. I went to watch a zonal match in one of the villages. So this was 2 under 12 team playing, so aggressive. And then one team lost in the 5 sets, 14-16. Imagine like 12 under 12 playing a tournament and losing in the final set 2 points, and they missed qualifying for the Super League. And the team which lost, they were like not ready to accept this defeat. And then I went to one of the player who was taking all the aggression and all. I told him, don't worry, next year. He was like, he was like pushing me back. He wants to go and hit the other players and like that. So these are the kind of confidence and aggression, and they're not living to let go. They want to win. So these are something very, very interesting. When you go there and you watch them, it's like very, very inspiring in fact.
And are girl players equally motivated and confident? Same attitude?
Yes. Girls are so, they are like, and they don't allow the ball to fall down. They may not be very aggressively like attacking the ball, but defensively they are very, very strong. They play collectively and they keep on shouting, encouraging each other. So this is very fun.
Talking about discipline, because I think that is something that drives a sports person, right? That's the core of being a sports person. How do you think discipline can be taught? Or is it something जो सिखाया जा सकता है या वो अंदर से आता है?
Discipline actually depends upon individual to individual.
Right.
it also depends upon the coach. Sometimes if you are under a very good strict coach, then you always become. Sometimes if you are a liberal coach, then your attitude to game is something different. And there are at times there are players who are not at all disciplined, and you cannot make them disciplined. There are players, but what I feel is they are also integral and important part of the team. There will be some players who will be always disturbing the team. You cannot control them because their energy level is as such. But the coach need to understand that, need to mold him and use his time, because these are the players who won't be worried. They are very courageous. In fact, they won't be worrying when hitting the ball at 24 all. They are the one जो discipline नहीं होगा, लेकिन वो लोग कुछ सोचता भी नहीं होगा. 24 all में वो hit कर देगा ball. So you need that particular player also. When you go to the next level, when you suppose you are playing very good in the district level, you are in discipline. When you go to the state level, nobody will recognize you. So you automatically blend to that. When you go to the higher level, you have to cope with that pressure and the situation and the ecosystem. Then you go to the higher level. If a boy from Assam, imagine a boy from Assam who is like not very disciplined in his village team, but when he comes to the state team, there are like hundreds of others players there playing there. So you have to be disciplined to be part of that family. So they learn through playing and learn through experiences.
And when it comes to defeats, how do young players approach it? आपके पास कोई ऐसे counseling sessions होते हैं, या do you have a way to help them deal with defeats? Like you were just mentioning about how they are so aggressive and they have this urge to win, because defeats are equal, it equally happens when you are playing a sport. So how do they deal with that?
It's actually very difficult to teach someone how to overcome this defeat. We may just console them and we can say some good things, good word out of our experience. But exactly they may not be able to take this. So all these things, defeat, they learn on the way. It's like not that this is how you should deal with defeat and all. So they learn it that अरे हम लोग रोज जीत नहीं सकते हैं, ये हारते भी हैं. So over the time when they keep on playing more matches, more tournaments, then they understand कि it's not possible to win all the match. या हारते हैं, लेकिन it's not always losing. We don't lose. Next time हम लोग जीतेंगे, and how to overcome it and prepare for the next matches. That when you lose, your hormonal changes comes up, and then slowly you get absorbed to it. So it's a continuous learning process. I think that when I was 18 years old, I learned a lot of things. Then when I went to 26 years old, उस समय मेरे को कुछ आता ही नहीं था. So while playing, you keep on learning, and one fine day, like with all your experiences, you go out, and then there is no point of like learning all those things. But you learn on the way.
With whatever you have shared about, youngsters playing volleyball in Assam, their interest in volleyball, what do you think? What's the future of volleyball in India? Because this is from Northeast perspective, but do you think it's time for us to be inclusive when it comes to volleyball as a country? And also, how should not just individuals like you or organizations like your initiative, how can policymakers also approach this sport to make it more inclusive and maybe also bring it to the global space?
One thing I am 100% sure, India is going to break it in the Olympics in next 7-8 years. We have that talent. We have been having this talent. When we were playing, our world ranking was world number 24. Now 32 countries played the world championship. Had it been that point of time, we could have playing in the world championship. We bet team like Iran, Korea, Ukraine, Tunisia, all those who were in the best 15 teams. And India has always had this potential. Our youth team became silver medalists in the World Youth Championship in 2003. Somewhere down the line, the focus has gone away, and then people like us, like we can now hear the voices. This is how there is a model we need to bring up. It's if you go to every state, then you can come up with this similar kind of model, grassroots model, and then it's kind of a pyramid kind of structure where at the top level we can focus. We have come up with Center of Excellence now. World Volleyball Federation is very, very supportive. They have sent a coach on the payroll of World Volleyball Federation, like FIVB. There are like analysts, there are like trainers, and they are very focused that they want countries like India should come up. And then people at the helm of affairs and the government, even Sports Authority of India is taking so much of interest. Our sports in Khelo India and all the other sports. So hopefully with so much of importance coming into sports ministries, SAI, everyone taking interest, our game will come at the top. And it's a combined effort from everyone. And sponsors are coming in now with sponsors, all stakeholders like the institution producing players, universities developing university teams, schools promoting volleyball, the villages, districts promoting volleyball, Sai is promoting volleyball. So everyone is promoting volleyball. They have understood that it's a team game, and after hockey, probably volleyball is the one game we can give an Olympic medal at the earliest.
And are these communities being created just in Assam or pan-India?
There are. If you go to any nook and corner of India, you will find like a district. There will be a district unit in volleyball, and in some districts it's very popular. If you go to down south in Kerala, it's very, very popular. Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, and all this in Punjab. So there is an ecosystem. Players are coming in.
Right.
Thousands and lakhs of players are playing volleyball. We just need to have a paper on place,
Right.
where
Like a framework.
like the Project Olympic Mission 2032, 2036. So this is the age group like 16, 18 who are going to play in the Olympics in next 10 years, 6 years. And then identify those, plan them, give them the best facilities. It's already there. We just
Right.
need to channelize them.
On a completely lighter note, I would like to know that how would you want to get defined apart from being a sports person?
I just love to be simply live a very simple life, contribute, not much into limelight, but I somehow end up being there. But I enjoy more when I am with my family, my kids, go out on a holiday, long drive. I enjoy those things. I make tea for my wife and she is happy, so I am happy. That way I am very simple, like I want a very simple life that way.
When it comes to purpose economy and social impact space, in what ways do you think sports can offer meaning to purpose economy? Where does sports and purpose economy intersect as per your perspective?
If I go back to anyone's childhood,
Right.
sports is one thing which everyone enjoys, loves to do this.
Right.
And when you go out to for any things to start, the corporates do the team building exercise, it's all about something to do with sports,
Right.
relating to sports. When you go to do out some work in a mining industry or whatever industry you are in villages or what. So sports is one medium which can brings the people together
Right.
very easily, very quickly. And this is one medium which can build in relation, build in collaboration.
It can
build
create communities.
it can solve problems, and this is one thing where it's a win-win situation, health-wise, and then a positive emotions created out of everywhere. Whatever you do, you start with something with sports, and you end up like finding win-win situation for everyone. So I feel that sports is, and then channelizing the energy of the youth is very important. Like not everyone is into education, academics and all, but to channelize this energy in the right direction, sports is an excellent medium.
Right.
So it's kind of a nucleus for every initiative and everything which is taken to take things forward.
What is that one thing that sports can give a child or anybody for that matter that nothing else can?
They can understand like winning and losing are not permanent in their life.
Right.
It's either sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. You don't find enemy in sports. You just find opponent for that particular time.
Right.
Like otherwise, they are like your friends together always. Like
Right.
sports has no boundary. Like Maradona and Pele is like worship across the world.
Right.
There is no boundary and no country in sports. Anyone can inspire in sports. So these are something which you can find only in sports. I will.
So before we let you go, we have our One Purpose book where we want you to maybe share a message for us, and after this we'll have a picture with you.